All praise, glory, and honor is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, safety, much love, and blessing to the Akim across the four corners of the earth that are pushing out this truth and sincerity and putting their lives on the line to do so. I want to say shalom to you, brothers. I'm the brother Arak out of GMS Atlanta, back in the spirit with another lesson. And Lord willing, the lesson be edifying to an elect member or two. I have an article from the U.S. Sun website, and it's dated. So, let me see when it's dated. I believe it came out today. Bear with me. Today, January 23rd, I believe it is, 2024. And the title of the article is "The Doomsday Clock Has Stayed Dangerously Close to Midnight as the World Sets on the Brink of a Nuclear Armageddon." All right. Which Armageddon is biblical. All right. Which I'm going to get into here briefly. But the matter of knowing the exact time when the Lord will return to render his judgment upon the earth. All right. To render his judgment on the good and the bad, because when the Lord returns, it's going to be a double-edged sword. It's going to be some that are saved, and it's majority of the people on the face of the earth are going to be put to death, and that'll be their judgment according to their works while they were here on earth during this grace period that the Lord allowed us to be down here. All right, those of us that are doing the will of the Heavenly Father, Lord willing, we be saved and be a part of the 144,000 and the 1/3, while 2/3 of our people will be cut off and die. And the heathen won't stand a chance for judgment, because salvation is only for the nation of Israel. All right, according to the Bible. Now it says the doomsday clock has stayed dangerously close. All right, and these scientists, they've did some research and some study. All right, and they've been watchful, because while the only people that don't know what time it is really is these bonehead jakes out here and the peons of the other nations. All right, but these Edomite scientists, the wealthy, the Rockefeller and the DuPonts, the which are the elite of the nation of Esau, Edom. All right, and these other nations, they know what time it is. All right, as we can clearly see from them being on point with certain things as it pertains to the scriptures, but not having 100% truth. All right, and this doomsday clock, while they are on to something, knowing that we are living in the latter days, the end times. But these Edomites don't know the exact time that the Lord will return. All right. No man knoweth. All right. Not even the angels in heaven, as it tells us in the scriptures, which I'll get real quick. And then I'll go back to the scriptures. So like in my blue letter froze. There we go. I'm going to get it in Mark. It says it in a couple of places, but I'm going to go here, Mark 13 and 32. It says, "But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father." So Yahweh Shai doesn't even know. All right. He sitteth in heaven on the right side of the Most High. All right, waiting on the decision to be made upon his return. All right, so they don't know, but they know they close. All right, and what's going to happen now that Esau know that he's close? What it tells us in Revelations of the 12th chapter and the 12th verse, that the devil has come down upon you with great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Roughly paraphrasing. So they know, and they use these different scientific methods and these different things they use to watch and to know that we're close, but they don't know the exact time. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video. Um, Hopefully, I can play it all the way through, and then get some more scriptures, Lord willing. This lesson be edifying. Tip off this basketball season with Prize Picks, the easiest way.
Last year, the Doomsday Clock was moved for the 25th time to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been. Citing the conflict in Ukraine not only as a potential point of nuclear escalation, but the war's effects in undermining global efforts to combat climate change, disinformation, and the alarm it raised about biological and chemical warfare. The bulletin urged action from the world's leaders on the multitude of threats facing the planet. As UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said last year, the Doomsday Clock is a global alarm clock. Have leaders acted with urgency? The bulletin has been watching. Again, our Science and Security Board met and asked two important questions. Is humanity safer or at greater risk this year compared to last year? And is humanity safer or at greater risk this year compared to the more than 75 years we have been asking the question? In 2023, trends continue to point ominously towards global catastrophe. The war in Ukraine poses an ever-present risk of nuclear escalation, and the October 7 attack in Israel and war in Gaza provides further illustration of the horrors of modern war, even without nuclear escalation. The countries with nuclear weapons are engaged in modernization programs that threaten to create a new nuclear arms race. Earth experienced its hottest year on record, and massive floods, fires, and other climate-related disasters have taken root. And lack of action on climate change threatens. And
what does that remind you of? What scriptures come to mind just listening to that? Matthew 24, with wars and rumors of wars, earthquake in diverse places, famines, pestilence, all of these things that the Lord said would be signs of his return, as he sat on the Mount of Olives, telling the disciples in Matthew the 24th chapter. All of those things are now taking place. All right, all at once, simultaneously. Now, as I said previously in the lesson, the only people that don't know what's going on, man, are the bonehead niggas of our nation. All right, the peons that of Esau that go to work and clock in and live paycheck to paycheck, just like us. All right, and the heathen that do the other heathen that do the same. These are the only people that walk around here with rose-colored glasses on and don't see what the hell going on. All right.
Billions of lives and livelihoods. Biological research aimed at preventing future pandemics has proven useful, but also presents the risk of causing one. And recent advances in artificial intelligence raise a variety of questions about how to control a technology that could improve or threaten civilization in countless ways. Last year, we expressed amplified concern by moving the clock to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest to global catastrophe it has ever been. The risks of last year continue with unabated ferocity and continue to shape this year. Today, we once again set the Doomsday Clock to express a continuing and unprecedented level of risk. It is 90 seconds to midnight. So, Alex, can you summarize the highlights, or I guess the lowlights?
Yeah, so these different scientists and Esau, they know that their kingdom is coming to an end. All right, and there's going to be an all-out war at the end of this devil's reign, which will be the war of Armageddon, or Armageddon in Hebrew, which will take place in the valley of decision, or the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, which is Yahweh's judgment, or Yahweh has judged. Okay, so we know that it's going to be a war, an all-out war. All right, which the scriptures tell us the first woe has gone, second woe, and the second woe and the third woe comes quickly, roughly paraphrasing. So we know, all right. So these devils aren't telling us anything that we don't already know according to the scriptures, but they're trying to put a specific time on when the Lord is going to come back to render his judgment upon the face of the earth, which I brought out in Mark that no man knoweth, all right, not even Yahweh Shai himself, okay? And I get one more scripture to prove that point, and then we'll get into uh, a little bit of Joel and a little bit of Revelation, the 16th chapter. Um, 1 Thessalonians 5:4, it says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief." All right, because we're watching, we're being watchful. We know, all right, according to biblical prophecy and the news and watching the things that are taking place around the earth, not only just local news, Channel 5 and Atlanta Live, 11 Alive, Channel 2 Action News, you know, the shit Jake watch, local news that's only happening in the metro Atlanta area. We're watching the global news and filtering it through the scriptures, and by that we know, all right, and filtering it through the scriptures, that we know that we're in time. So the darkness that is to befall this place is not taking us as a thief in the night. Verse 5, "Ye are all children of light, and the children of the day, we are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others." All right. As I mentioned, those that don't know what the hell going on. "But let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet and the hope of salvation." All right. So we won't be caught off guard, as the Lord will come uh, as a thief in the night, as it says in verse 4. Okay. So from there, let's go to the book of Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 16 and verse 16. And it reads, "And he gathereth them together in a place in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon." All right. And as I stated previously, that word translated into the Hebrew is Armageddon, or Armageddon. Okay. Um, and this article mentions Armageddon as well. All right. So they know, all right, that this battle of to end all battles, all right, is going to take place. All right. But they don't know when it's going to take place, but they know it's going to happen. And what the scriptures tell it, that this devil, because of his pride, will still stand up and fight. All right. Even though he know he don't stand a chance in hell, no pun intended, to destroy the Lord and his angels and his men. Okay. So let's go from there. Let's go to Joel. Joel 3 and verse 2. It says, "And I will also gather all nations." And what is that war over there in Ukraine and all these other proxy wars going on? What are they going to do? They're going to lead to World War III, all right, because the scriptures tell us that the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, and that's what we're seeing right before our eyes take place. Joel 3 and 2, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," which I quoted earlier is Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh judge, or Yahweh's judgment, or has judged. It says, "And will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom thou hast scattered among the nations, and parted my land. All right. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rafadah, Shalom.